require solitude. This is the first YouTube live I've ever done. So, I want to ask you a question. In this world of white noise and all the stuff that's going on, and the millions of things that are competing for your attention constantly, do you require solitude? Are you reaching, but you can't grab what you're looking for, or this feeling you're trying to get because you're running on a wheel and there's so much on your plate? Human beings weren't designed, shall we say, to deal with so much technology and a cell phone going off all the time, all the social media, and being at the whim and leash of every single person who wants to call you or get a hold of you whenever they want. And the greatest minds, let's drink some vegetable juice. The greatest minds and greatest thinkers and greatest inventors and people have spent extended periods of time in isolation alone. I look at it like, you know, the Christmas thing. It's like a globe with water and you shake it and then you let it settle. Well, we never get that thing to settle. What's up, Braden Summers? How are you? You know how you shake the Christmas thing and you wait and then all the snow falls back down to the bottom again? Well, that would be peace and relaxation and equanimity. We don't ever get that because there's always something going on. And so there's a powerful lesson that I'm learning. You ever heard the saying, choose your battles wisely? Well, it's true. I heard this a lot, and it didn't make much sense to me in my 20s. The issue is, here's what we think. We think, if it takes me every bit of energy that I have just to do what I'm doing now, I can't go to the next level. I can't go to the next level of responsibility or success or anything. What's up, Anthony Dowg? What's up, Kenny Flores? The window cleanse. YouTube live. So you say, if it takes every bit of energy I have just to maintain what I'm doing now, I couldn't get to the next level. And I'm reading a book right now called High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. What up, Austin Custodian? I'm reading this book called High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard, and the book starts out, he's a best-selling author. If you don't know who he is, he's awesome. And it starts out, a lot of people that he coaches, they're totally exhausted and they're running like a rat on the wheel, and they're actually afraid to go to the next level because they're already so overwhelmed with everything that they're doing, and they're so exhausted that they're afraid of failing, right? So there's an interesting thing that I'm putting into practice that I'd like to share with you. If you want to go for your sprint or your run or your big leap or implement some new idea or take something to the next level, I believe before you even do that, you have to plan it out, set the intention, and then you have to have an extended period of rest and solitude before you even think about that. Because if you jump into it, it's like you're running a marathon and you're exhausted, and now you're going to go run a race without recuperating. So have you ever had, you're juggling all these balls and doing all these things, and something pops up? Could be in your life, in your business, in your relationships, and you're like, I didn't know that was part of the deal. Like, it's like you start a small business, and all of a sudden you got to get insurance, you got to pay taxes, you got to payroll, and then you realize you got to organize the shit, and you got to it's so much, right? And new things are jumping on your plate that you weren't prepared for, and the world says, well, of course, but you just didn't know. So you're trying to fit and cram all this stuff in. So here's something I'm experimenting with, because I'm no stranger to overwhelm and anxiety, and there's an inner victim in the mind that plays and makes up stories that's afraid of the brutal reality. The inner victim plays stories of suffering. You know, it's called chunking. If you can please remember this, and if you watch my channel here, uh, you are like me, a student of consciousness and learning and becoming the best you that you can be. Dan Sullivan. Look this guy up on YouTube. He's a smart, wise-ass old man. He's coached a lot of the top entrepreneurs in the world. Hey, Gracie, come here. Look at this dog. Hey, Froggy. Give me that Froggy. Give me it. Give me that Froggy. Froggy. Give me that Froggy. Froggy. I know I'm sitting on my bed here. How professional is that? So, Dan Sullivan is talking about. Okay, here, before I say this, did you ever wish... No, I got them all started. Her all started. Did you ever wish that, like, somebody or something, or when you're scrolling on the internet, or you're looking at, like, what we're looking for is an epiphany. That's what we're searching for. We're searching for that... Aha! Oh... We're searching for that moment, that one day, that one idea just hits us. It's called the theory of the stonecutter. And I'll get back to what I was saying. The stonecutter theory is where you just keep hitting the thing, a big stone with a sledgehammer over and 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 no progress, right? And over and over. But one day you hit that thing just right and a crack goes all the way down and the whole thing just opens up. We're waiting for that epiphany, that one thing that when it hits us, that one idea that's like unlocks the master key that makes us go, oh. Do you get what I'm saying? And then just take massive fucking action nonstop because now you've got it. Like, you get what I'm saying? That one idea that grabs a hold of you and makes you just run. But I believe that that also comes in extended periods of isolation and solitude, which is very hard to do. So, try this out. I can give personal testimony to this. I've written and published 2 books. I've sold about 3,300 books now over the last 2.5 years. And I was scared shitless when I wrote my first book. It's kind of a simple book. And scared shitless that my second book wouldn't work out. I had to meditate and go through anxiety and cut out the world and turn off my phones and go through addictions, my addictions to social media, my addictions to my fears, to my worries, and almost like, well, I can't say heroin because I've never done that, but almost somebody coming off of an alcohol addiction. Oh, you have been meditating for 3 months. All the comments are just now popping up. I had to go through some to write a book, pretty tremendous stripping away of the ego and suffering to finally lock myself in the fucking basement and sit down and write a whole book. Oh my God, because what's happening is we're afraid that the saber-toothed tiger is going to eat us alive. Oh my God, money, bills. But I learned even when you get money in the bank and your bills are paid, you're still afraid. This is a sickness of the mind and the emotions rooted back to being a caveman, rooted back to being in survival. We feel like the oxygen is being sucked out and you're gonna suffocate. We feel like we're swimming and we're swimming for our lives. And we're afraid to stop because we're afraid we're going to say this is deeply rooted in the nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system. And to counteract that is how you become successful is by shutting down. This is neuroscience. Training and conditioning to relax the sympathetic nervous system. And only by getting into deep levels of solitude and isolation can you do this. And you can really move this along by, getting some incense, meditating, setting up a schedule on a calendar, and then communicating with the people that you love and training and conditioning those people that, hey, at these times, I have to be alone. My own wife was freaking out when I went into these meditations. She didn't like it. I disconnect myself from the world and people. But when you can finally get to that place, it's like this. It's okay. One second. You realize that it's okay to be alone. It's okay. I saw you today, Anthony, the window cleaning guy. What up, dog? You hit me up on Snapchat. You were literally laying in the woods by yourself. Fucking badass, man. So, I fired up Snapchat for a minute, and I made a funny snap, and then I shut it down and uninstalled it. So here's what I want you to do. Uninstall all social media from your phone, and try it out. Try uninstalling Facebook from your phone. Uninstall Snapchat, uninstall Instagram, uninstall all that shit for a couple days. If you're so addicted that you can't stop it, take your phone and take the battery out, or hide your phone out in your truck, and or let your phone die or something, or I don't know. Stick your phone in a fucking envelope and mail it to yourself, and go drop it in a UPS box and let it just circle around the city until it comes back to you, so you can't do anything about it, right? One thing you can do is fasting, which is stop eating, drink nothing but water, maybe eat just fruits and vegetables or something. So, back to the book thing. When I finally forced myself to go through and write these books and publish them and get them out, the books sold several thousand copies, and I've made thousands and thousands of dollars off of these books now that are selling all over the world. They're selling on Amazon, they're selling on Kindle, they're selling on audible.com, they're selling on CreateSpace and paperback, they're selling on my website. And I go, wow. So how can you buckle down and get to that place of isolation and solitude so you can do your next big move? What is your next big move? It might come from isolation and solitude. I know there's things that I'm struggling with big time, every day, every moment. Deep struggles of self-doubt and you know, what's the next thing? Is it gonna, what is it? And you probably have the similar, right? But the first biggest step is to get to a place of deep peace within yourself and deep self-love and self-acceptance. I subscribe to David McGraw. I put the links below in the videos. The guy is amazing. There's another guy, but this is kind of expensive. His name is John Assaraf, and he has a program called NeuroGym. It's neuroscience conditioning. He has several different online courses and programs. One is Having It All, How to Get More Done in Less Time, stuff about money and success. And it's, I got access to this whole on thing. I've probably spent $1,000 on it or something. And because I invested a lot of my any spare money goes directly back into education. I believe. Did you grow up really poor? Anybody here grow up with a shitty, poor life and no mentors? Self-doubt about the books. Oh yeah. So I'm starting a new book now, a third book. And but I mean, my self-doubt comes in. If you just want to know. Okay, so my landscaping employee trap YouTube channel, I took an online course 4 years ago now, a very deep 80-hour long online course all about how to dominate on social media, how to get into the game, and I was looking for my I was looking for my niche, and I was like, well, I do landscaping, and I look on YouTube, and it's a fucking ghost town. I'm like, how has nobody dominated this yet? There's one guy named Geek to Freak, and he's pushing a lawnmower, and he's pretty good. And they're like, so they said in the course, go look in the mirror and say, I will become the #1 name in the world synonymous with the word whatever. And for me, it was landscaping. I said, Keith Kalfas, will become the #1 search result in the world on YouTube for the word landscaping, period. And I set out a whole plan, and then I just fucking went crazy at it. And then within 2.5 years, it happened. And now I'm the #1 #1 channel in the world for landscaping. But I set out a whole plan to create and fund it through creating digital products, online courses, books. It was all planned out from the beginning. I had to build the audience, then go in and then flip it and monetize it, and so I could pay for itself, and then take my message and push it forward. And my message was a message of hope. It was a message of coming from the fucking gutter and then making something out of yourself, right? What course did I take to learn this? Custodian. This course, and I was thinking about starting a channel about this stuff. If you're asking, here, I'll do a market test right now. So I want to close the loop of the last thing that I said. Dan Sullivan talks about this shit. Look up Dan Sullivan on YouTube. I'm getting to the point now where I'm not watching any fucking entertainment on TV or YouTube or any of that shit. It's very specifically, strategically only watching and consuming content that moves you forward in the specific area you're trying to move forward in. Period. If it ain't making you the next level. Gary V. Yeah. Okay. So Gary V. I watched Gary Vaynerchuk earlier today. I watched him on interview with Joe Rogan. He interviewed Logic, the rapper. Gary Vaynerchuk. Whew, when you watch Gary Vaynerchuk, you feel like unstoppable. He has a beautiful mind. He is a beautiful soul, and he understands that he's gonna die soon. Like, we're all gonna die, right? But and that's where he's rooted from, and he's not egotistical. And my wife likes Gary Vaynerchuk too. But so back to the digital information product thing. Part of me, I don't want to talk about this stuff on my big YouTube channel, because I'm just going to be honest. What's up, John? There's a lot of people, not a lot. There's a percentage of people, just in general, but in the lawn and landscape community that are just getting started, that are flat broke. They're coming out of dead-end jobs. They're just trying to make a dollar. They can't feed their families, and they're in what's called the victim mindset. And we've all been there. I was a complete fucking victim wuss. Till I was 27, 28, total wuss in my life. And it really took a lot of hard lessons to beat that stuff down. And now I'm already in my mid-30s, you know. So we all grow at different paces and different rates. And I just don't know if I want to come on and start talking about this type of stuff on that channel. But start a new channel. So digital information products. The course is called Get Altitude by Eben Pagan. He was a guy who grew up flat broke in a trailer 25 years ago. He had no success with women and dating, and he wrote a book called doubleyourdating.com, and he gave himself a pen name called David D'Angelo. And it's good shit. He figured out how to become a master in dating and a master in attracting the opposite sex. And he put out all types of courses and books about it, and the stuff was just gold. Then he started putting out stuff called Deep Inner Game. This was in the early and mid-2000s, and I was absorbing all this content, and I was really socially awkward and weird, and I didn't know how to just communicate. Everybody thought I was a fucking weirdo, because people would meet me, and within 2 minutes I would be sharing this just really deep shit with people that they're like, whoa, people thought I came on too strong, you know? And I did. So I found out this David D'Angelo guy his name was Eben Pagan, and he has this entire online summit called Get Altitude and tons of other ones. David D'Angelo, that's crazy. Smoke weed? Do I? Oh, smoke weed every day. I don't smoke weed. I should, though, because I have done it a couple times and it calms me down. Everybody's smoked weed before, but I don't know why. I don't smoke it. I don't do anything. But so I got my hands on this course. I learned about these guys called Frank Kern, Eben Pagan, John Reese, Jay Abraham, Mike Koenigs, and I started going down this deep rabbit hole of internet marketing and going, holy shit, this is an entire industry and people are making millions of dollars. I've been trying to make money on the internet since 2004. I had an eBay, Amazon business. I've been in part of internet and multi-level marketing businesses and had tons of sales training. And this landscaping shit was the perfect opportunity to get in. Sorry, the dog wants in and out. Okay, so here's what you can do. You can actually, if there's something you're passionate about, cryptocurrency, yep. I just invested in Bitcoin. I invest in silver too. And I've read several books on cryptocurrency, and it still doesn't fully make sense to me. But I did buy Bitcoin. There's so much shit out here, right? It's crazy. So basically, you could take something that you're passionate about, and you can put out free content on the internet and teach how-to stuff. And you don't have to be a total expert. You just have to be a little bit farther along than the person who is you're learning from you. You kind of coach them, right? So when you put out enough free content and you build a relationship with people on the internet and it's real and authentic, then if you put out an ebook or a book for $19 and you say, hey man, if you want to go deeper and learn, I put together 5 steps to success in, it doesn't matter if it's quilting or weaving or how to start a landscape business or golf, it doesn't matter what it is. If you say, check out this book, 30-day money back guarantee, the book's $9. Okay, so your audience is going to go, well, sure, yeah, he's a good guy. I like him. I like his stuff. I'll buy his book for $9. Well, if 100 people buy that, that's $900 that you made. And if 100 people bought that in one night, you made $900 in one night. So I put together, I took courses on how to build websites and how to build online courses, and I built this landscaping course. Noam Chomsky, The American Dream. Okay, I'll check it out. So a few years ago, I put together a landscape course, and I did an online launch with a Christmas special. It was like Christmas time, and I started making YouTube videos and collecting emails telling everybody, dude, you got to check out my landscaping employee trap course. It's only $37. I'm going to sell it to you for only $19, and it's a good course. Like, if you're getting into the landscaping business or it's your first year, my course is really good. Like, it's all the stuff I wanted to learn. I was scratching my own itch, right? Well, I made like, I don't know how much. I made like $1,150 in one night. My wife and I were in our shitty one-bedroom apartment, and I'm selling these landscaping courses off the chain, selling digital information products. I'm selling air. I'm selling no product. I'm not working. I'm just making videos, and I make $1,150 in one night. And that week, I had already made $1,000 in my business, and I'm like, whoa. I ended up making like $3,000 that week or something, and I had tears in my eyes, and I was doing backflips because I couldn't believe it actually worked. You have to work for free. It's like building a pipeline versus bucket carrying. This is the path. I'm going to say something right now that's so deep. And remember earlier I was talking about getting in deep levels of solitude and isolation? I'm going to share something with you right now. Do you want to know? Is anybody interested in making residual passive income? Like pipeline income. Making money while you sleep. You gotta let me know in the comments, or I won't talk about it. Okay, do you want to know how to make money while you sleep? I've never ever talked about this on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to share. This is going to be, I promise you, I will not let you down. Okay, I'm going to share something with you that I've never, ever, ever shared before on the internet. And I promise you, tonight will be a special, magical night. I promise you this. Alright, let me close the door. Okay, here goes. There's only 3 ways a business can make money: raise prices, lower costs, or expand. He knows, custodial custodian. Listen, you can raise the prices in your business, but you're going to lose clients. You can lower your, but if you know how to market, you'll get more. You can lower prices and make up for it in volume, but then you'll end up exhausted and destroying your whole life. Or you can expand your business. Here's the biggest problem with a physical service business that is low barrier to entry that most people can get into with no money. Because the amount of money, the amount of people that can actually get into something with low barrier to entry is the more it saturates quicker and the value of it goes down, so your ceiling is very low. I mean, you top out at a certain amount, right? Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay, now, if a business can only make money by raising prices, lowering costs, or expanding, there's a fulcrum point that you have to hit in order to expand the business legitimately. Because I know people who have blown up their businesses illegitimately. They've cut very dangerous corners that could get your ass in a courtroom. It could get you audited by the IRS. It could get you sued. It could fuck you up. Okay. What type of risks do you want to take in your business to leapfrog those hurdles and make sure everything is structured properly? It will take every bit of fucking conscious effort that you have for a long time to get over those hoops and hurdles and being surrounded by people. So anyways, there's another way. There's something called ESBI by Robert Kiyosaki. Quantity, quality, and price. Okay, in the book The Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, he says there's 4 quadrants. There's employee, E, self-employed. That's where most of us are here watching. B-type business owner, and I-type investor. In order to cross the quadrant to get into B-type business owner, which means you can go on a vacation and your business makes money while you sleep, it's a total shift in mindset. So pipeline building versus bucket carrying. When you carry buckets, that's your job. You're self-employed. You're carrying buckets of water and working your ass off. You're digging with shovels. You're cutting grass. You're cleaning windows. What if you could build a pipeline that flowed water while you slept? You're sleeping, but you're still making money. Obviously. Okay, so what if you built a bridge? The Mackinac Bridge, the California Bridge, has a toll booth and it's collecting tolls 24/7, 365. Okay, so how do you do that? You could say, oh, real estate. You could get it. Well, what if you don't have any fucking money to get into real estate? Right? Stocks. What if you don't have any money to get in stocks? All the shit that builds you residual, passive, and portfolio income, those business structures and entities that flow you money while you sleep, take a lot of money to get into. Well, if you grew up poor as shit and you don't have any connections, you don't have some high-paying job, or you haven't built a business up to the point to cross the fulcrum to get enough money, because that's what a lot of these guys secretly think. They say, oh, I'll fucking build my landscaping business or my window cleaning or my service or my plumbing business. I'll build that up to the point that one day I'll have enough money so I can get into real estate, dog. What happens? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years later, they're stuck in their business and they're like maybe got one real estate property. Like, you got to be an insanely smart, intelligent go-getter son of a bitch in the right niche, in the right industry to make it happen. I got a buddy, my buddy Eric Reno. He makes so much fucking money in roofing that he's already got like 22 real estate properties in 2 years. Do you make that type of money in your business? Okay, so I've got that whole kind of premise caught. How do you get to make residual income with no money? This was my question forever. But especially back in 2011 and 12 when I was killing myself landscaping, I said, there's got to be a better way. And then I got on a webinar one night with a fellow by the name of Brendan Burchard, New York Times bestselling author of multiple books, and the guy's made over $50 million online. He said one thing to me that was that big aha. Remember I said you're looking for an epiphany? The reason you're scrolling on the internet and Facebook and YouTube and you're not getting any fucking sleep and you're addicted to your phone is because you're looking for an epiphany. You're looking for that one thing that hits you and cracks you open and goes, that's it. Oh my God. That's it. That's that one thing that I've been looking for. That's it. It's it. I'm done. Do you agree with me? Who here agrees with me? Okay. You're looking for an epiphany. Okay, I got you. I'm reading the comments. Brendan Burchard, this guy made $50 million on the internet. I'm on a webinar one night, and he says one thing to me. He goes, if you haven't already made six figures, if you're not already making over $100,000 a year on the internet, there was a big wave that came. And since from the 2000s to about from 2000 to 2006, then 2006 to 2012, and then everything kind of fall apart and Google changed. He said, if you are not already making over $100,000 a year on the internet, you have missed the boat. There's an entire industry blowing up around you and you don't even see it, and it's right in front of your eyes. You missed the boat. And he had already made like $50 million at that point on the internet. I go, wow. He goes, but there's one more boat. There's one more chance. There's an entirely new wave of information, of business happening online, and it's going to hit saturation point in 2020. And it's these experts have already figured all this shit out. They see it. It's going like this right now. This stock is going straight up, and it's going to, 2020 is the cutoff point where it's going to be saturated and hard to get into. I learned this back in 2012. There's still time to get this going and get this in. It is becoming, okay, and also to back up what I'm saying, okay, it's becoming an authority and an expert in your field of whatever you do that is your passion. Coining yourself as the online expert authority on the internet, on YouTube, and all that stuff. But what's the major objection? Well, I'm not an expert. I'm not a heart surgeon. I've never built $1 million business. He goes, wait. If you know just enough to know more than the guy behind you, and you know something more, then you can coach that group of people, right? And you're also more relatable to them because you're at the next tangible step, what's real for them. If you're a multimillionaire and you're like, that's what pissed me off, because it's already been prophesied in Dr. Wayne Dyer's book, Consulting as well. Dr. Wayne Dyer said that it's been prophesied that the new leaders of the new revolution of the age of Aquarius, the new leaders of the new century, will not be Patanjali and Buddha and Gandhi, and they will not be these big time huge famous people. They will be average people. They will be garbage men, teachers, landscapers, window cleaners. They'll be average people will rise up to be the new leaders. And then I can go around and get and build this whole case for you. So it's through coining yourself as an authority on the internet, building an audience, and then monetizing that audience. You know how on Facebook you're seeing all these ads for consulting and fucking information products and this guy's new book and check out this course and check out this and what is all this shit that's going on, all these fucks. When you see these ads being ran on the internet and this Ty Lopez and all this shit, that's because these motherfuckers are getting paid. And there's an entire marketing psychology and science behind this. This is really deep. Okay, so if you're putting out free content and driving traffic through YouTube and Facebook to ads, and then you're running it to an email autoresponder sequence that people are getting emails, and then you're selling them small entry-level products for $3, $6, $9, $7, then they're buying into that. Then later on, you're sending them to an upsell program where they're buying something for $19, $37, $99, $197, and you build trust with them, and they like your products. You can eventually sell them $3, $4, $5, $6, $600 products, $1,000 products, $2,000 products. This is not the one-to-one model like you're showing up at someone's house and you're fucking digging rocks or cutting grass. You are selling to the masses of people. It's called the one-to-many model. Ty Lopez is selling information. He's selling ideas. He's taking his thoughts and he's productizing his thoughts through the power of technology, and he's selling his thoughts. He's a thought leader. You become a thought leader. Thought leader. You get paid to think, not do. Think. The only doing is replicating and duplicating your thoughts and actions, and replicating and duplicating them through the power of technology, which is video. So, for instance, my YouTube channels have about 1,200 videos. I'm getting about 400,000 views a month on the internet right now. And now there's an average of something like 600 to 800 people per hour. What am I getting? Something like 20,000, 24,000 views every 48 hours. So 12,000 views a day. That's 6,000 views every 12 hours. So 600 to 800 people per hour are watching my videos nonstop. And people are microtransactions. Do I actually get decent money from that? So this is something that I never wanted to reveal because, yes, I make decent money from that. Absolutely. Yes, I do. And here's what I do with the money. The money started getting to the tune where, and I don't spend any of it either. I've actually had to open up a second corporation, and now I have a second legitimate entity. It's called Green World Publishing, and that's what's on the back of my books. And it's an actual corporation with its own business account and its own tax money being put aside. And I actually have meetings with my accountant about this. And I invest all of the money back into the information business and back into online courses and technology. I invest all the money directly back into building it. And I've been doing this for 3-4 years now. So I'm living proof that a broke-ass guy with low self-esteem, who's socially awkward, who hated himself, who was a piece of shit, who never thought he would get married, whose mother, my mom, died of a heroin overdose. I've been homeless. I've lived in my car. Very low self-esteem. One night I put a gun in my mouth. I would never do it. I was actually put in a hospital once for 3 weeks when I was a teenager because I was so depressed. I have 14 streams of income now, and they're not high. You just see I'm living in a small condo. And 11 of those streams are passive income. They're pipelines that are flowing, little tiny streams. And the only way that I was able to build this thing, and I'm only reason telling the story to prove to you, because I want you to see. If you don't see this, I want you to see this light. So, landscaping info products, right? You're very smart. I looked in 2012 and I saw it was a ghost town. I was like, what? How is this not big on YouTube? What the hell is going on? How is this not huge on YouTube? Oh my God. It's wide open. I was like, oh shit. So a lot of these other guys that got YouTube channels that they're filming their lawn and landscape company, they are doing a great job, but they don't see the bigger picture. They don't see it, right? They don't see all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes in between, that this is an entirely, it's an infrastructure, it's a business plan, and it was designed that way from the beginning, right? It's really fun in YouTube and all this other stuff like that, but there's a whole back end. It's like an iceberg. You just see the tip as YouTube, but there's an entire business underneath it. So what you can do is you can start an internet business for free by taking your passion and starting a vlog on YouTube, starting a blog with WordPress.org, getting on Facebook, and then beginning to test. And then come out with your first product. It's called the seed launch. Look up Jeff Walker's product launch formula. It's called PLF 4.0, and he teaches you how to do all this stuff. And if you put out like a little ebook or something, and you sell it for, I don't know, $3, $5, $7, $10, you can, you put it on Amazon, on createspace.com, you get it printed, you go on audible.com, and then you record it into your phone, speak it, and then it gets on Audible, and then you go on kindle.com and you sell it on Kindle. Snow removal channel. Yes. Yes. Interviews with music artists and interesting people. Yes. Yes. So if you find a way to monetize that, one of my streams of income comes from affiliate marketing. I have Amazon links in my videos. Here and there people buy shit, and I get little tiny pennies from that. Then the pennies turn into dollars, right? Here's another way you can do it. You can go on clickbank.com and sell other people's information products. These are what all these guys on YouTube are doing. These are what all these freaking gurus or these internet marketers are actually doing. The massive people that don't see it, it's nothing wrong with it. They're driving people and creating value for people, and then they're getting paid on the back end. Ah, scared to post it. Yeah, I know exactly how you feel if you recorded yourself and you're scared to post it. The only reason I was able to do all the crazy videos that I've done is because I was terrified. I was going through a breakdown. I thought I was going to die and shit. Like, I was really depressed. And I was like, you know what? I just got to put this shit out here because I'm going to fucking die. The snow removal trap dog. But I'm telling you the truth. If you write a book and you record it into your phone, get some foam padding so it's not echoey, and then put that on audible.com, I get checks every single month from Audible because the books are selling. I built an audience with no subscribers, and nobody was watching, nobody knew who the hell I was. I just started posting YouTube videos every single day, and people started watching. I have music, and they have the monetize rights to their music. So you've interviewed more than 20 artists. Okay, I got an idea for you for an information product. Check this out. Interview all these artists and ask them, how do you write bars? How do you structure your music? How do you record? What is your process for getting shows? How do you get published? How do you do social media? Get all that information from them, and what you will be called is a researcher reporter. You are the authority expert researcher reporter because you interview the local indie artists and experts, right? Then you create an information course, a book on how to promote yourself in the information age as a music artist, right? You're at $5,000 a month residual income. Yeah, dog, what are you doing? Right? And then you can start a course on thinkific.com or newkajabi.com on ClickFunnels. You've heard of ClickFunnels, right? That Russell Brunson guy. And now you can actually start attracting other indie music artists into this funnel that can learn how to do this, and you build a community. Facebook's blocking you. Ah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, if Facebook's blocking you, it's not blocking you on your fan page. They're doing that on purpose because what they did is in 2014 they pulled a bait and switch. They tell you to build up a likes page, and then they clamped it down, and nobody, only 3 to a maximum 7% of people will even see your shit unless you spend money boosting posts. That's how you get into Facebook ads. Look up Facebook Blueprint. You can get a bunch of different courses for free, or look up Miles Beckler on YouTube, and you can learn how to do Facebook marketing. I spend a couple $100 a month on Facebook ads alone. It's how some of my videos and all my, it gets like 7,500 views. Oh, you try to share in groups and you get restricted? How are you sharing? Are you just saying, hey, check me out, buy my shit, or check this out? Or are you getting into the so look up Gary Vaynerchuk's book, Crush It, and Jab, 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 Right Hook. Those books specifically will teach you how to do the Facebook thing. And there's another book called Permission Marketing by Seth Godin. Permission Marketing. These books will teach you how to do all that stuff. You and Dirt Monkey. Yeah, dog. You're making $240,000 a year? Good for you, man. Dude, that's good ass money. If you're doing, I don't know what you're doing, 20% profit margin, 30% or higher, depending if you're doing landscape or lawn care, I don't know, but that's pretty good money, bro. So, some people I think on YouTube probably scratch their head and go, is Kelfus full of shit? How come I don't see his landscaping business growing? How come I don't see he's been 5 years, he's not growing? What is he doing? It's because what I'm doing is I'm growing into something completely different. Okay, so I'll kind of close this loop and wrap this up. Look up Dan Sullivan. Another great thing is Piranha Marketing by Joe Polish. One thing I love about plowing snow in the winter, if you plow snow, is that you can actually listen to this shit. When you can get in that frequency and get that aha, you go, oh my god, there's a whole nother world. So making money off the internet is a huge thing. You can, that's it. That's that aha. So here's one thing that I'm doing now. I'll show you this. This has taken me a long time to start figuring this crap out. I started writing out a schedule, and every day of the week has a different color. So Monday is green day. Monday is business administration, paying bills, organized, paperwork, files, you know, all the responsibility shit that I hate to do gets done on Mondays. And that's it. Tuesday is red day. You know, work all day. Tuesday is date night with my wife. When I get off work, we go on our date, we go out to eat, and that's all. Wednesday is blue day. Work all day, landscaping. But Wednesday nights is YouTube all evening. All YouTube, edit videos, upload videos, optimize the YouTube channel, do Facebook, social media shit, YouTube videos. Thursday is orange day, work all day. Thursday is write blog posts, write email, copy, work on my podcast, and email my list of subscribers, if you can follow along. You could do this in your small business too. You can structure certain days. Now you can invert this schedule as well. I'll tell you in a minute. And then Sunday is strategic planning. So Sunday is planning. And then, so think about this. One of the best-selling authors of all time, Stephen King, he only writes 6 pages a day. That's all. He's putting out like 4 books a year. When you... I might leave this video up. When you do something consistently and you plan it and you put it in your calendar, it quantifies over time, right? It goes up. Wife of Tron. Hey, look. Look at this little baby puppy.
Gracie just wants to play.
When you invert your schedule and now you have a do not do. So I want you to find a specific day of the week that from a certain times you're not allowed to use your phone. What day is it? Is it Sunday? Sunday, all day, you're not allowed to use your phone. I did something here that is literally stopped me from going insane. I got a little cheap flip phone from T-Mobile, and it's called my private line. and only my wife can get a hold of me, right? If you got to get a second phone to allow you to get into the state of solitude to figure out your next big move so you can shut the world out, then that's what you got to do, right? You just have an emergency phone. Go through in your mind and your intentions and think about all the people that you associate with, and you have to pick people that you're going to cut ties and cut relationships with, or spend less time with, or not take any of their bullshit anymore, or people that are very negative that you love, and you have to not put up with their negative bullshit anymore. If it's your mother, if it's your father, your aunt, your uncle, a husband, a wife, you have to let them fight their own battles. Does anybody here have those people? So not only is on your to-do list, but there has to be a not to-do list. Getting very clear about the things that you will no longer tolerate in your life. Why do I color code the days? Okay, I have this weird thing. I think I have, in all respect, I think I have a little bit of autistic tendencies because I'm really weirded out about feelings. Like I can feel colors and I feel spaces, and like if I walk around the bed and my knee's too close or there's a chair in a weird position, I can't sit in it. Like I'm really weirded out like that. And my channel attracts a lot of weird people too. And I'm not saying anybody else is weird. I love autistic people. What I'm saying is that I think I've got something going on. So different colors hit different neurological patterns and parts of the brain. So you get what I'm saying there. What color is the number 3? Green. Isn't that interesting? So it's finding out how to get leverage on yourself because there's so much information happening in this world. Yellow. I was thinking yellow or green. So if you cannot... So you just figure out what works for you, right? Figure out how to get leverage on yourself, or your bad habits and the rest of the world will... Oh, am I paid by YouTube? Okay, so I'm paid by YouTube to my social security number, and then I just claim it on my taxes, and they send me a 1099 at the end of the year. But this year, what I'm doing is I'm transferring YouTube over to my new company, and then it'll be paid to a business that I'm an employee of, that S corporation. I'm a shareholder who appointed myself as a president, who is also an employee. Does that make sense? Yes, I'm now at the point where I'm trying to get multiple streams of passive income. So I can see that the path is long and hard, but it's a lot longer and harder path to build a service company from the ground up. Now, don't get me wrong. If that's what I want to do, I would already have 3, 4, maybe 5 crews. I would be totally dedicated to my service business to the point where I was not in the field and I was just doing sales and other people would be doing the work. If you have a service business and that's all you want to do, I really suggest you seek mentorship from the top coaches and get in all the groups and blow it up to the point where you don't have to do any work anymore. So... with the ultimate intention of, what is the day that you want to retire where you'll be financially free, that you will be a millionaire? What is the day and time, and how old will you be when you are job optional? Like, you don't have to work and you have enough residual income coming in that all your bills are paid. So if you figure it all out, plus, taxes and health insurance and payroll, how much money do you have to have coming in a month where you could literally just sit and do nothing but eat and shit and stare at the wall and lay around all day forever, right? How much money a month is that? It's actually not that much money. It's very little. The funny part is when you get to that point, everything changes. So, okay, now I was saying a do not do list. So the first step is getting crystal clear about what you want, and then crystal clear about the relationships in your life. If there's anybody negative in your life, you got to get correct with them real quick and grow a set of balls or whatever, and not let, like, I have somebody in my life that calls me to dump their negative bullshit on me at least once a day. I care about this person very much. This person calls me up, and this person tries to find an in to hook me and then dump all their shit on me. And if I don't let them dump their negative shit on me, they'll use a secret psychological pseudo guilt trip tactic. They'll try to guilt trip me to come from behind and stick their fangs in my neck. Sometimes they can get me, and when they get me, they pull me down to the ground and they ground and pound me. And by the time I get off the phone with this person, I'm so completely exhausted and in anxiety, and I feel like they got me. And it's a daily thing. And narcissists, they have to get that hit. It's like a drug. They have to manipulate somebody else and engineer that situation. So because there's neuropeptides in the brain that are addicted to that drug, like cocaine, and if they don't get that, so you have to learn to identify it before you can objectify it. You identify it, oh, that's what it is. Then you objectify it, right? And then you have to learn how to block it and put, there's a hole in your personal boundary, and when you could put a wall there, and then when they discharge that energy at you, you can dissipate it quickly. It doesn't get on you. So that's one of the big obstructors to success in getting to a place of solitude where you can figure out what your number one goal is and even begin to take action. You can't take action if you have anchors weighing you down. And the anchors are in the forms of emotions and relationships. Or if you want to get into pranic healing, they're these energetic strings that people are like tentacles, like an octopus all over you. Does this make sense? So you have to, if the only way to get out of that is to detach from the ego first, to die while you're alive. And you could do that through fasting, through praying, through meditating in the woods, deep levels of love making with your spouse. You could take hallucinogenic drugs. I wouldn't recommend that. And I'm not claiming to be the expert. I'm just saying some of the things back in, I think, 2011 or something. That was a long time ago. I did magic mushrooms. This shit changed my motherfucking life, dog. My wife came home. I've never told anybody this. I'm tripping on mushrooms, and I'm looking at a small business opportunity magazine. I never said this in the video. And I'm looking at my phone. She comes home, right? We're broke. I do landscaping. It's winter. I go, honey, I'm going to start a window cleaning business. And I saw it crystal clear, bro. I saw it. And she goes, what? You do landscaping. Start a window. You got... The motherfucker, I started a window cleaning business. Magic mushrooms. It was Joe Rogan's fault. Joe Rogan, right? And then I tried it again and had a really, really, really bad trip. And I never did it ever again. No. Okay, I'll tell you a big secret here on YouTube. The one time I had a bad trip is when I hit 100,000 views a month on YouTube. It was the middle of winter. It was like 2012, and I tried it. I was tripping, and I said, oh my God. 100,000 people a month are watching me on YouTube. My life is destroyed. And I started fucking deleting videos and going on Facebook and trying to delete my account. And I was having a panic attack. And and Facebook wouldn't let me delete my account. I was like, like I was fucking losing my mind. And I had to literally calm myself down. I was hyperventilating. And I felt like I was under a magnifying glass and the whole world was watching me. It was a really freaked out feeling. And I think that anybody who grows a YouTube channel, and either way. Yeah. No, dude, look at you, Jonathan. Yeah, you know. Oh, look at the truth that's coming out here. It really makes you see the truth of everything. It's unbelievable. But here's what I think. So that type of extreme self-scrutiny, it makes you over-polarize on a small partial truth. But you seek so much value, you get so much value when you're in it. You extract all this value and go, holy crap, oh my God. If that were completely true, you get what I'm saying? Anybody that's done it, it's unbelievably amazing. I sat at the kitchen table with my wife, and I was completely psychic. It makes you completely psychic. So here's the thing. You open the door to enlightenment. You get it, and now you've gotten that. You're done. Don't ever do those drugs ever again. But that's what Steve Jobs, some of the top thinkers in the world, they say that they've tried stuff or whatever. But you can hit all that with just deep levels of meditation by listening to like Eckhart Tolle, David McGraw, burning some incense and just sitting very quietly in a room alone for 2 hours, and then having a meditation routine. And then I'm a vegetarian. Once in a blue moon, I might take a little bite of meat here and there. And my wife is a self-deprivation tank. I'm doing that tomorrow morning. Yes, for the second time. It's $60. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I have a meeting. I have another appointment for the self-deprivation tank. So you get in this thing. It's all Epsom salt. It's heated to the exact temperature as your human body or whatever. And you float. And for the first half an hour, you're freaking out. And the second half an hour, you're in the cosmos. And everything is so clear to you because you're in complete silence. You got to try it. Or just like lock yourself in the basement with the door closed. In complete solitude. Mindset is key. No, don't go in public. Look at Jonathan here. He's like, you're like having a flashback, right? But yeah, the last time I did that, it was very bad. Here's another thing that opened up stuff for me. I don't know why I'm going down this path. I have a friend that I've been friends with for years, and he's into some creepy stuff. Later, Charlie. Later, bro. He's into some stuff, bro. And he's opened my mind and doors up to things that I've intentionally closed. And I was like, whoa, that's all you, bro. Just deep esoteric psychic stuff. Like the people that get so far into that psychic stuff that it becomes almost... I don't know what it's called, but it's like, whoa, it's too much. Here we go, we're on this. You thought you were going to die. It becomes a religion almost. So he's into what's called psionics and radionics, and he has trend plates, and he has these rocks like tourmaline and blue, what's this called? This tourmaline's awesome when you hold it. It grounds you. But he creates these like labyrinth mazes that are set with intentions with like different stones and batteries, and has like double terminated quartz crystals going into organite, and the organite has a twisted Mobius coil and it like has like a pendulum on it, and then it's plugged in and it's pumping a specific frequency, and then you take a thought and you tune it to an intention, and then you create a sigil, and then you lock that sigil down, and then you pump the organite into it so it shoots the frequency into the ether, and then you turn it up, and then you hold on to what's called a trend disc. It's a trend plate, and it psionically connects with the Mobius coil and the radionics machine, and then it follows you wherever you go, and you put it in your pocket, and then you literally can pump this intention of I am healthy, wealthy, wise, and abundant. Multiple streams of income flow into my life in avalanches of abundance from multiple sources on a continuous basis. I am healthy, wealthy, wise, and abundance. Multiple streams of income flow into my life in avalanches of abundance from multiple sources on a continuous basis. You know what I'm saying? So you get that playing over and over and over, pumping into the trend plate, and now you're walking around, and it's boosting your etheric field. And then you can also wear like a... Hey, honey! Can you hear what I'm saying? Should I not be talking about... So, you can get into really deep levels of meditation with shit. Why am I talking about this? Oh man. Okay, so. Okay, I'll tell you something else that happened. Because my battery's. You see this fucking dog? Look at this dog. Alright, this is Miko. He's a good boy. He's a Lhasa Apso dog. His name's Miko. Oh, shit. This is. Hey! They're fighting! Sometimes they get jealous and they fight, and I gotta separate them. Quick, honey.
What happened?
They started fighting. Quick, take the baby. Take the baby. Smoke weed every day.
Really?
That's what he's saying here. Excuse me. I'm gonna end this crazy video. I want to show you something now. Check this out, dog. So these books right here, Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. Amazing. Where's the book? Oh, I think I'm losing you because I'm in my basement. I'm in my basement right now. I can't find it. Maybe it's upstairs. You know, it's.
Keith, you're like overfeeding crazy.
I'm overfeeding the dog.
Literally.
Oh, look at her. She's a good dog.
No, she's got a tummy.
We're in an alien simulation right now, Keith, Elon Musk.
You can't even feel her bones.
I believe that. I was a huge conspiracy theorist back in the day, and I was really freaking out. Look at this book. This book is amazing. It's by Tim Ferriss. I'm going to read a chapter of this, and I'm going to put it on YouTube. This book is amazing. It will unlock your mind. It's interviews with the most successful people in the world. I can't even explain it. This book will literally... It's the one domino that knocks over all the other dominoes. There you go. Okay. If you want to work on your e-commerce business, look up I've been pegging Get Altitude. And if you're doing an Amazon business, there's this guy named what's his name? He's awesome. I can't think of it. It's amazing. It shows that he went from flat broke and now he's making millions of dollars on Amazon, and he turned his house into now he's doing product shipping and all that. But okay, over and out. Peace out. Later.